Okay, this will be a colourful one. It's for a children's product. I'm wondering if we're going to go make this one the text, make this one more bold. So this will be an interesting thing I found on the street. I don't know how big we're going to make it, but it's an interesting thing for children's toys. Again, it's all about money, toys, children, or whatever. So over it. So let's see if we can make this look good. It's actually packaging for a certain toy or certain type of toy. And of course, like a lot of things with toys, there's advertising and slogans and stuff like that to sort of make the product even more attractive to the prospective buyer, or should I say the child. And the poor parent has to fucking fork out money. But that's what I hate about capitalism, is that it targets little children as much as it targets adults. And little children, it's horrible to hear a child throwing a tantrum or crying because mummy and daddy couldn't or wouldn't buy the toy in question. That really pisses me off. It really breaks my heart to hear a child cry over capitalism. Anyway, this is I found on the ground. I like the colours, however, but I don't agree with it. This is not a very good toy for a child, in my opinion. I don't follow all this unicorns and rainbows shit. I appreciate it. I like the colours, and I do love rainbows. I just find this is just too much. You know, I don't know how big we're going to make it. We'll see how big we can make it. Oh, it didn't beep this time. It's odd. Photocopiers sometimes behave odd. Sometimes. I don't understand why. But yeah, I do hate the way children get targeted by big companies, big toy companies and all that shit. All their peers have got toys and they must have the same shit too. It's really quite horrible to see that. And it's like a competition now to everyone and the production of fads and transitional toys, you know, like there was a thing called there's like those spinning things, those fidget spinners. They're an example of a fad. And these fads, just everyone has to have that latest toy, that latest little gadgety thing, otherwise they're not accepted by their peers. It's really quite a cruel world we live in, and children shouldn't be exposed to that kind of shit. Anyway, that's quite a nice looking image. Wondering if we're going to add a background colour. Yeah, we've cut it off. So we're going to make it a bit smaller vertically. But it's really sad just to see little children having to keep up with the Joneses at that age. It's too fucking early for that, you know? And why should anyone have to keep up with the fucking Joneses? It shouldn't be like that. Life shouldn't be like that. I mean, yes, money is important. I'm not taking away the importance of money. I know money is important, but the way people just fixate over it and obsess over it, and sometimes I feel some rich people probably masturbate over it. I mean, fuck, it's just not worth it. Honestly, it's just so wrong. And yet people just want to be a part of the fucking mince machine called capitalism. It's a mince machine. I mean, we can have buying and selling and all that, but we need to make it more friendly and less expensive and make sure things don't break prematurely. I hate it when things break on you. And then, of course, a lot of toys are made in such a way that you can't get to the battery compartment because they've put screws in that cannot be opened with a conventional flat blade or Phillips head screwdriver. So the battery runs out, and then your toy ends up becoming an environmental threat because it's e-waste, electronic waste. So, and those shoes that light up are an example of e-waste. How do you recycle a pair of shoes that have LED lights on them? And what do you do when the shoes wear out or the lights stop flashing? You can't throw it away, but shoes are not recyclable. So I'm really worried about pollution and what these shoes, these flashing shoes, end up in our waterways, end up in our landfill and then into our water and then into our livestock and fish and poultry, e-waste, electronic waste. I don't accept electronic waste going there, but unfortunately I have no power to stop it, to have these shoes, for example, banned, because they should be banned. There should be an all-out ban on flashing shoes. But I can't do nothing. All I can do is just warn anyone who watches my channel not to buy products like the check to make sure that when you buy a toy that's electronic, check to see if there's a battery compartment with normal screw heads, flat blade, Phillips head, not some triangle shape or some other funny shape, and make sure that the batteries can be changed, and make sure the toy gets recycled with other electronics if it can be. I don't know. And don't buy those flashing shoes, period. They're deadly for our planet. So I hope you guys appreciate my message, or at least enjoy the pretty picture I just created, which triggered this discussion. But anyway, I think that's my 2 cents for the day. Gotta go.